Good evening, everybody. I am so glad you're here. I'm Kelly Chun. If I've not met you before, I'm a nurse practitioner by trade, and we are here tonight to share some good things that we have found over the last year and a half that we're super excited about. I am, and my friend that's going to be on, Keela White, is as well, part of a company called Partner Co. We are actually a global health and wellness business. Um, with products really that are the best of both worlds. They are derived from nature and yet backed by science. We're in over 50 countries around the globe. So it's science meets nature. Science meets nature. I have a dry mouth tonight and can't talk. All products are formulated with clean, natural, and clinically tested ingredients that really support the body's natural functions. That's our goal, is really to get you well from the inside out and help the body to function as it is designed to function rather than changing how it functions. Um, and we offer comprehensive wellness solutions through those products, everything from gut health to hormone balance to energy and weight management, immune support, you name it, we have it. Um, and we do it naturally, which is real important. Our products are manufactured in FDA approved facilities. And what that means for you is that you can feel good about recommending them to everybody from the little ones in your family all the way through the lifespan. We probably have something for most everybody to optimize wellness rather than treating conditions. We really are here to support the body in its natural state and improve how it functions without the support, hopefully, of medications. We're not saying get off medications without the supervision of your provider. But another thing about our company that we're involved in is that it is lifestyle and business. When you talk about wellness, all of that lies within that. Your lifestyle does matter. And there is a business opportunity as well. So it isn't just about products, it's about creating true wellness and community and financial freedom through a proven business model. So we do have something for most everyone, not just from products, but I also say we have two things here just to keep it super simple. We have health and wealth means something different to everybody. That may mean being able to say yes to your kids more often. It may mean generational wealth. And we are here really to help you meet whatever those goals are to you, if that's an option that you're interested in. But at the very least, what we want you to do is get on a health journey to wellness. Um, that's really what we are about. We are mission driven in helping people live healthier, longer, and more abundant lives, all while empowering them with the gift to share that with the people that they love the most. Our mission from the company actually even says that. Our mission statement is that we are powering health and prosperity around the world. And so when you think about what all that encompasses, that actually is a very powerful statement, and it really is the heart of our community and our company. So I am super excited for tonight's conversation on here because we are joined by someone who truly wears so many hats. She's a dear friend of mine. She's a nurse full time. She is a wife full time. She's a full time mama to a college age young lady that is also a rock star in her own right. She has raised her well with such self confidence and also is a brand partner with our company. She's living proof that even with a busy schedule and a lot of different responsibilities, it's possible really to prioritize your health and wellness and still have time for family and build a business that creates freedom and impact. Um, she's here today to share her personal journey with Partner Co., including everything from products to the business and how she has really made it, how those have come together to make such a difference in her life and for her family. And I know her story is going to resonate with so many people who say things like, "Oh, gosh, I'm just too busy for that." So let's jump in. Welcome, Keela White, tonight. I'm super excited. Keela, are you unmuted? Let me make
I
sure.
am.
Perfect.
Thank you for having me. I
I'm
love,
excited you're here. I'm so excited you're here. So how many years have you been a nurse, Keela?
I have been a nurse for 26 years, I think. And this is the second career for me. So been around a while.
That's awesome. So as a nurse, I know that you're not just in staffing as a nurse, but also in administrative, which carries a lot of extra stressors with 24-hour coverage and all those things. So, as a nurse, a wife, and a mom, you wear a lot of hats. So, what really first drew you into Partner Co. and the products?
Well, first of all, I was, my early 50s and starting to experience all those fun things that us ladies get to do, hot flashes, night sweats. Energy was, well, I came home from work, just sit on the couch, do nothing else. My energy was tanked. My mood was all over the place. I just didn't feel good. I'd wake up at 3 o'clock every morning, just in sweats. I just was in a bad way. And I needed something. And one day I was doing the little dopamine rush scroll on Facebook, and somebody shared these two little bottles. And she said she was about to start those because it was supposed to help with all the perimenopausal symptoms. And I was like, oh, what is that? I might need that because I didn't really want to go on the actual hormone replacement.
Hmm.
Stay away from true medicine if I can, like prescriptions. So, it caught my eyes. She also said it was homeopathic. And I was like, oh, so we're going to check into that. Well, that very night, guess who happened to reach out to me? Kelly Chun. Hey, I found something I think you might be interested in. And I was like, what is it? And she said, it's a business. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't have time for that. But then she said, we have these drops. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the same drops that I had seen that I wanted to get information about. So that's kind of how I got into it, looking for something to get rid of those perimenopausal symptoms.
And I think so many people identify with that because we do trust the word of our friends so much more often than all the $1 million ads.
Mhm.
I would much rather hear a recommendation from a friend and their personal experience. It just carries more weight. And social media is there. We're going to be on it anyway, and so that's where a lot of business is done now. Um, so with all that being said, can you share a little bit about, because I was the same way. That's one of the things that intrigued me. Um, Haley Lee, that's on this call, actually contacted me about the business option as well, and we needed the income at the time. But I also, once I learned more about the products, I was intrigued from the same things that you're talking about, that energy and just kind of a general blah in my mood and disinterest in so many things that I had really been interested in and enjoyed before. I just kind of lost interest in a lot of things at that point. So I think a lot of people can relate to what you're saying. Um, so, as far as your personal journey with the products, how would you say you fit it into your everyday routine? Because I know with the drops that we're talking about, you do take those 3 times a day, and a lot of people are like, I don't have time to take anything 3 times a day. So, um, that's
Anytime.
kind of our leading product that most people come in with because they do have such a wide um, array of effects on the body, positive things that happen with it, and benefits with taking those. But a lot of people, before they really learn about it, um, are are already thinking, I don't know if I can fit that into my everyday routine because I'm busy. But everybody's busy, right? It's all relative.
So my routine, I have it down pat. It fits in perfectly. First thing I do when my feet hit the floor is my cats are all like, Mama, feed us. So I go to the take my first set of drop, my first bottle, take those, feed the cats, go wash my face. By that time, the 10 minutes are up. I go back. take those, make my coffee, and I make a smoothie because I have to have my pure nourish
That's
to
right.
in. So I make that. Then I've got my second bottle taken, coffee and smoothie are ready. And then when it comes time for lunch, I never know what time I'm going to actually eat lunch at work because I may graze through and do work while I'm at my computer or whatever. So I have an alarm set for 10, I mean for 11. And as soon as it goes off, I try to take the drops, even if I'm not about to eat, because you don't have
Hmm.
to get them exactly with a meal. That's one thing people kind of get confused. It's got to be with a meal. It does not. Just you need to get them in 3 times a day. And then I also have an alarm set for 4. So I'll take my last drops just before I head out to come home. So by the time I get home, I'm ready to go ahead and start cooking and eating supper. Super easy. They're easy to do, but the secret to me was setting alarms.
I cannot agree with that more. I do the same thing because I know on my work week, I work in the hospital setting and there is no lunch break. And so if I get something to eat, that's a bonus, but otherwise I just take my drops and try to drink some water and keep pushing throughout whatever the day throws at us, right?
How
So yeah, they don't have to be timed perfectly with a meal. It's more important to get them in the body. If you can, ideally, that's perfect. But if not, just take them by the alarms. I couldn't agree with that more. It makes it so much simpler than stressing over trying to time that out. So which product, because I know you're like me, you're on multiple products now, but which partner co-product has made the biggest difference for you personally, and what changes did you notice that it made for you?
Definitely the drops. Um, I started taking them February the 4th of 24. And when Kendall came back from Ole Miss spring break, just, that's not that long after that, one of the first things she said that first day back home was, "Mom, you're just happy." She noticed a difference and then she started wanting to take them. So the drops, it really helped my mood. That first week, my hips stopped hurting. I could tell a difference in the hot flashes and the night sweats, and my sleep was better. So for sure, the drops. I just think I want to take them forever because they help me kick that sweet tooth to the curb. I
Mhm.
crave water now. I never drank water before, and now I just really can't get enough water. Um, I used to be addicted. I love to tell the story of my Chick-fil-A chocolate milk. I
If
would
you followed her, are aware of her Chick-fil-A chocolate shake addiction that she had before the drops entered her life.
I'm an addict, but I'm proud to say that I have been clean from those milkshakes since the day I started taking drops. I have not had a Chick-fil-A chocolate milkshake since February the 4th of 24. I don't even want it, and I craved them before. So breaking that sugar addiction's been wonderful. And like everybody said, but you've always been skinny. Yes, I was thin, but my clothes didn't fit, and it just made me uncomfortable because it's hard with my body structure to find clothes that would fit when I have a pooch.
Hmm.
Oh, I,
Well, and sometimes it's all about how you feel about yourself too. It matters.
inflammation,
Um,
my cheeks were getting so puffy, and I feel better, but yet definitely the drops.
Yeah. I
And
find that so interesting because you just shared so many benefits that are from that one product. And so I think that's one reason most everyone really can start with that product first. And then if that doesn't address all the concerns, there's typically something we can kind of move you into, or you may choose to take the drops. I'm like you, Keela. I'll probably take the drops forever because um, there are so many, just such a wide variety of benefits. I love that one of the first things I noticed that I did not expect, just like you mentioned, was some hip pain that went away. That was not something I expected at all,
either.
as a benefit of those drops. But they do target the hormones of metabolism, which are inflammatory when they're out of balance. And so it makes sense too. So, with your healthcare background, how do you feel about the science and quality really behind our products?
I've been very impressed. I love the fact that we have the Wellness Council, we have physicians on there, Dr. Plant bringing his, wealth of knowledge into
Mhm.
helping to create products now. The products that we had in our original portfolio, even though we're such a new company, these products have been around for so long, they have been tested and proven. So I was not worried at all about taking the drops because they've been around for over a decade already.
Mhm.
But I'm impressed with the quality of they source the products from where they're the most pure, even if they need to change where they're sourcing them from periodically. Um, and the homeopathic and all natural and everything's clean. Very impressed.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I know our um, chief medical officer, Dr. Ray Strand, um, when I was first researching the company, because I'm the same way as a healthcare professional, I did want to know what I would be taking and what I would be representing with my reputation, as coming from healthcare. Um, and so when I was researching the company and him, one of the first things I came across were, I mean, he has a whole line of books. He has a brand new one out that's called Healthy for Life, I think is the name of it. But that is ordered and on its way to my home as we speak. But the first one I read as a prescriber when I was looking him up was Death by Prescription. So being a prescriber, that was a bell ringer. I had to read that one first. But his research, he's really dedicated, most of his medical career. Once he didn't initially, he was trained like most physicians are without a lot of nutritional background. Um, but once he began his journey into realizing how impactful that was and how replacing those micronutrients that most Americans are deficient in and how that really can impact wellness. Um, he's dedicated the rest of his practice and his career to that. And he shares so much of his research in his books. And so that was one of the things that I saw when I was researching the company. And of course, you mentioned Dr. Plant. It's funny that it's just kind of ironic that his last name really is his given last name really is Plant. And he's focused on products that are based out of plants and nature. But he is quite the genius. Um, and shared a lot of the background on some of our newer products at our most recent conference. And he breaks it down so that anybody can understand it and share it with the next person. And I love that. And y'all know how I fangirl over Brett West, which is the chief of our R&D department. I'm fascinated to hear him talk about the background of the products, but that quality testing is so important. It is important that they're manufactured in an FDA facility because that way you know they're clean and they're consistent from batch to batch, especially being derived from nature. But also that I think it's just so important that we have that proven track record of so many products and we can feel good about sharing those with with all the people, like I said, that we love the most in our life. Um, our quality testing is unmatched. We do over 1,040 quality tests a year, and when you do the math, that's more than three a day, 365. And so, quality and consistency in our products is so important um, to the company as a whole, and they wouldn't put out anything that is less than that. And I take comfort in knowing that. Um, so, how would you say, now we're going to switch gears a little bit. How has joining Partner Co really, would you say, what's the biggest impact been for you personally and for your family so far?
I think giving me my health back because my blood pressure was going up because I was putting on that little bit of weight, that kind of thing, just the stress helping me because I'm a nurse manager and I have several clinics that I'm over. So I am constantly on the go. I was just stressed all the time. So I can manage that stress. It helps me to be better for my employees. It helps me to be there for my husband, for my daughter, my parents, to pour into them more because I'm not empty all the time. Um,
Hmm.
the products have helped my health because I take so many, but the drops, they're the foundation. Um, so it's been physical and mental. I think that's the big thing. I actually feel like I can still be there for other people and I'm not just depleted.
That's such a huge statement you just said there in few words, because I do think in the rat race of our current society, sometimes all we have left at the end of the day in a lot of our jobs and just stressful lifestyles is we give the people who mean the most to us our leftovers at the end of the day. They get the crumbs when we've given the best of us to somebody else that day. And so it's important. What you said is just so important that you feel better and it improves really relationships as a whole. I mean, it comes back to relationships because you feel better mentally and physically and have more to give at the end of the day. That's beautiful. Um, and that does ripple out into your entire family. So I love that. That was a powerful statement you said there. Um, what made you decide initially when you saw the drops? I know you said that you were interested in that hormone aspect. Um, but what also made you step into the business side of this?
I love bargains. And when you get the better, deepest discount, I'm like, okay, I'm all in for that. And I don't have to sell. And then, because I jumped in and I bought one box of drops. The next day, I'm like, that was the most stupid thing I think I've ever done. And I bought so, I saw the vision. I started checking into it, and I'm like, this just makes sense. If it's doing what I see it doing for other people, I want to share it with everybody. And the income, the possibility, because everybody needs additional income. And
Mhm.
this has just been a godsend for us because it's helped those ends meet better. I can definitely say yes to Kindle. Got a sorority girl, so there's lots of expenses involved there.
Right.
So, it's been great for that. So, but that discount was what kind of lured me in to begin with.
Yeah. I think that I hear that from so many people is just give me the best price. And
Mhm.
it's so inexpensive. It's cheaper than a Sam's membership. And and then you do get the wholesale pricing that way. So it is smart from that economical standpoint, even if it's just for personal and family use. But inevitably, most people do begin to share because when you get to feeling better, you want that for the most important people in your life. You want them to feel better too. And so it kind of evolves from there for so many people, I think. Same for you and me. Um, so what encouragement, just to kind of tie a bow on this a little bit, what encouragement would you give to other busy women and men, um, but especially moms or people in healthcare that are curious about trying either the products or even if they're open to explore the business side.
Well, I think that the busier you are, really, the better you do because you're used to accomplishing things. You're used to setting goals and achieving them. So it's something that you can do in very tiny pockets of time here and there, or you can set aside a certain amount of time. I try to do my social media posts, which basically everything is created for you. You don't have to spend a lot of time doing that. You just need to set it up to auto post on Facebook. So I schedule me some time for that. You can do this. If I can do this, before I started doing some network marketing, I didn't use a lot of Facebook. I didn't post, I stalked people, but we all are on social media. So just get out there and share. It's easy to do sharing what you love with other people, and you may as well do it and get paid.
That I couldn't say it any better. And I think the real key is that done for you post that you talked about is just the most simple system for people, whether they've ever been in any network marketing or anything where they were selling something. It makes it so easy, whether they have a lot of experience or no experience, to come in here and do this because we do have so much that is provided and ready to go, just kind of like a plug and play system. And so that makes it achievable for anybody. And we have people from 18 to 85 just super successful here. They're stories that everybody can relate to. And so I thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. I love how real and relatable it is. Um, and you have shown that it's possible to balance being a busy healthcare professional, a wife, a mom. You mentioned your parents, um, and and a friend, because I know you do have, a strong social circle of girlfriends too. And we need that, but we need to be well enough inside and in our life as a whole and feel like giving something there too and spending time with friends and all that is so important, all while still taking care of your own health and building a business and creating options for your family. So, if you are here today or if you're watching this on replay, listening in and something about Keela's story has resonated with you, whether it's the products, the lifestyle, the business opportunity, I really encourage you to get back with the person who invited you here. They can help you get started. It is super simple. For a one-time cost of $29.95 can get you started. Um, or you can just do products and get them straight from the person that invited you. But welcome to our community. We embrace everybody from every walk of life. And that's another beautiful thing about the community here. So if you do have questions that any of us can help with, Keela or myself, plug back in with us through the person that invited you. We are happy to help. That's another beautiful thing about our community is that we all work together. So this is more than just about health. It's about true wellness, which I'm talking about root cause wellness. It's about creating some freedom, the community, and creating a future that you are excited about. So don't wait and don't put that off, but really reach out today and take the first step. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you, Keela, for being so open to share your story with us tonight.
Thank you for sharing this with me to begin with.
Bye bye, everybody.